Very good morning. Good morning. Switch on the videos. Yes, switch on the videos, please. Let's wait for 2 more minutes, then we'll start the session. By the time, please revise the previous day portions, chapter 2. Banking, chapter 2. What is discussed in the chapter? What were we discussing? Yes? What is that chapter all about? Yes, Krishna, tell me, switch on the video, tell me, what are we learning in banking now?
The relationship between the banker and the customer.
Very good, yes, the relationship that is maintained between the bank and the customers. So, in this chapter, we'll understand what are the various types, which are the various types of customers, what kind of relationship they maintain. Okay, yes, please switch on the video. So, when does a relationship begin? In which stage the relationship begins between the bank and the customer? Yes? Once you enter a bank, immediately the relationship begins?
When we start a bank account.
Very good. Yes, Pranav. When you open an account with the bank, the customer opens an account with the bank. It is from then the relationship begins between the bank and the customer. Very good. And what type of relationship is that? What was the name?
Transactional relationship.
Transactional relationship. Yes, the relationship between, was that Rahul who gave me the answer? Very good. Yes, good, good. So, the relationship, the kind of relationship maintained by the bank and the customer, that is called transactional relationship. And there was classification for relationship. Two types of relationship were there. Which were they? Nestle, switch on the video. Tell me the answer.
General relationship and special relationship.
Very good. General relationship, special relationship. And who will tell me about the general relationship? Yes?
Debtor and the creditor.
Yes, very good. Abdul Aman, you gave me the answer?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. The general relationship means the relationship between the debtor and creditor. And this relationship, the debtor creditor, changes with what? If it is deposit or in the case of loan, providing of loans, the primary functions provided by the bank. In both these cases, the debtor and creditor will interchange. In one case, the bank becomes the debtor, customer becomes the creditor. In other case, vice versa. The bank becomes the creditor and the customer becomes the debtor. When? When is a bank debtor? When is a bank? When is a bank debtor? Yes.
When we
When we
invest money
got
on the bank.
account.
When we?
Invest money.
Very good. Yes, Krishnanuni. When you deposit, when the customer deposit money in the bank, then the bank becomes whom?
Debtor.
Debtor. Don't say debtor, it is debtor. B is silent, debtor. And when the bank advances loan to the customer, then who's the debtor, who's the creditor?
People are the
Creditor
debtors.
will
People. The customer becomes the debtor, bank becomes the
creditor.
creditor. Very good. Let's continue. Let's continue with the portions now. I'm happy that you all are revising your daily portions. Very happy for you. Okay. Now, then we discuss the special relationships, isn't it? General relationship is over and special relationship. And the first one we discussed is the principal agent. It is a special kind of relationship maintained. Okay. And here the customer is depositing the money, deposit check, and he becomes the principal, and he is asking the bank. The principal will ask the bank to work, to act on behalf of the customer. So that kind of relationship is principal and agent. Remember? Okay. Then we discussed about pledger and pledgee. Special relationship, first one was principal and agent, then we discussed pledger and pledgee. Pledger and pledgee means what? There is a borrower. Borrower is pledging something, any of her asset. Here in the picture you can see a gold. The lady is keeping the gold as a security with the bank. Bank, take my gold, give me some money as loan. Okay, and bank says, okay, take this loan, I will give you the gold once you repay the loan amount. Clear? So once the repayment of loan is done, then only the bank will return the gold that is pledged. Okay, the gold is the security given to the bank. So here the bank is the pledgee. And one who pledges the gold, the security, that is the pledger. The borrower of the money becomes the pledger. Clear? Pledger, pledgee. Then we learned about lessor, lessee. Okay? Lessor and lessee. That is when the customer keeps his documents, his wills or any other important certificates with the bank. He is keeping something safely as safe deposit, locker. In the locker he is placing it. Then a kind of relationship that exists between them is that of lessee and lessor. Okay, that means the bank is giving some space for lease. So bank is the lessor or licensor. Another word is licensor. And customer who hired the locker. The customer is hiring the locker. Now the locker which belongs to the bank, the customer can use it as his own drawer. Isn't it? He can keep anything in that drawer, in that locker. So he has hired the locker. He got the license for that locker to use that particular drawer, to use that particular space in the bank. Okay. So here bank is the licensor. He is giving the license to use the area to the customer, and the customer becomes the licensee or lessee. Clear? Now next one is next special relationship that exists between the bank and the customer is that of bailor and bailee. Bailor, bailee. And this relationship is called bailment. Okay? The relationship is called bailment. And there comes bailor and bailee. Okay, bailment means it is a contract. What is bailment? Bailment is a contract where one person delivers something to other person. One person will give something to the other person to be held with the other person, keep it with the other person. Okay, and the ownership is not changed. After some time, the one whose owner will take it back. Suppose, I'll give you an example. Suppose you have a cloth with you, a material is there. One of you want to stitch it, get it stitched. Okay, you have a material with you and you want to get it stitched, either a shirt or a top or something like that. So what you do? the cloth, the material which belongs to you, you give it to a tailor. Yes, you are giving the material to the tailor. And what does the tailor do? Tailor will do whatever kind of stitching has to be done. He'll do that stitching part and will return it to the customer. Am I right? This is called bailment. See, you are giving something to other person, the tailor. Tailor is using it and returning it back. So here what is the responsibility of the tailor? Can he use it his own? Use it for his purpose?
According to
No. He should return it to you. Even though he is making some modification, it is for something to be done that we are giving to the tailor. We are giving it to someone else. But the second person has the obligation to return it back to the owner. This is an example for bailment. So coming to the banking, when a customer gives a sealed box, he is giving something he is giving to keep it with the bank safely. It can be jewelry, document, or same as we spoke about safe keeping. Okay, so the bank will accept it, will keep it with the bank. Does it belong to the bank? No. The bank should return it back to the customer. This kind of relationship is called bailment. Bailer, bailee. Who is bailer now? Bailer is the customer, one who gives the box or something, whatever, the security, the valuables to the bank. Customer is a bailer and bailee is the person who accepts it. Bailer is a party that delivers the goods to another, and bailee is a party to whom the goods are delivered. So here we have two parties, bailer and bailee. And this contract or this relationship is called bailment. And for doing this, the bank charges a small amount as a service charge. Okay. Similarly, as I said about the stitching, the tailoring, you give it to the tailor for doing the stitching part, and definitely you will be giving a payment to him. Yes, after you get your dress stitched, then definitely you will have to pay the charges for getting it done to the tailor. Similarly, here regarding the bank and the customer, when the customer is giving his jewelry, documents, whatever, to keep it safe with the bank, for that service provided by the bank will charge some amount. Okay. And what for is this charging done? This is another way where the bank makes income. Okay. Yes. What is the main income of the bank? What was the main income of the bank?
interest.
Interest. Very good. The interest. Interest that is collected from the borrowers of the loan. That is the main income, the primary function. And these are the additional income. Okay. Additional money made by the bank by providing such services to the customer. Other services other than the primary function, we know what are the secondary functions. What are the secondary functions of bank?
Agency.
function and agency function.
Very good. Agency function, general utility functions. For providing these secondary functions, they will be charging some amount from the customers. So these are all helping the banks to earn additional income. Okay. So that was about bailment. Bailer, bailee. Now comes the next one, that is hypothecator and hypothecatee. What is that now? New terms. Hypothecator and hypothecatee. This is similar to pledging. Similar to pledging. Okay? Okay. So, in pledging we saw it was gold. Okay? And here hypothecation means the security that is given to get a loan that is movable. If that item is movable, then such type of lending of loan is called hypothecation. Okay, so for a customer who wish to take a loan, he will approach the bank and he'll give a movable property as a security against the loan. Okay, it is defined as a legal transaction whereby goods that is movable may be made available as a security for debt, okay, without transferring the property or possession to the lender. Actually, we are not keeping it with the bank. Earlier case, the gold that is kept with the bank. Yes, the gold, the bank is keeping the gold with the bank. But hypothecation, here you can see the example. There is a man, he want to purchase a car. Okay, he is purchasing a car, and for this car, to buy this car, he needs money. So what this man do is, man will talk to the bank that I need money, and this car itself is kept as security. Understand? So we are not actually keeping the car with the bank. No, but the car is the security. Car, which is a movable asset, is a security. Do you understand? And we are using the car. This man is using the car, but the car is pledged with the bank. Yes or no? You got the idea? So we are not keeping this car with the bank. Car, it is with the owner only. He is using the car. But if he is not making the repayment of loan correctly, then the bank will take this car. Understand? This is called hypothecation. So when the customer is keeping his movable asset with the bank, actually he is not keeping it there, he is using it, but the item is given as security to the bank for taking a loan. It is clearly understood from the picture. Car, we need a car, we need to purchase a car, but there is no sufficient money. I approach the bank, bank will give you the money, but the same car is kept as security with the bank. So actually it is, we are not parking the car in the parking space of bank, it is with the owner itself. Okay, so that is about hypothecation. So the customer who is keeping the car with the bank becomes the hypothecator. He is the hypothecator and the banker is the hypothecatee. Understand? Yes? Any doubt?
Ma'am,
Yes?
isn't this the same as collateral?
Collateral, the thing is here the main idea is that we are not keeping it with the bank. Collateral means again the security is kept with the bank. Okay. Now coming to the next relation. Is it time? What is the time? It is still 11. Okay. The next kind of relationship is the trustee and beneficiary. Trustee and beneficiary. First of all, let me tell you what is trust. What is that relationship? Suppose I want to give somebody a gift. I want to give Rose a gift. Okay, something. But I am not giving it directly to Rose. Instead of that, I tell Pavitra, Pavitra, you keep this gift, and this gift, it belongs to Rose. Okay, and why am I giving it to Pavitra? What made me give it to Pavitra? That is the trust. I trust Pavitra. Okay, I trust her that she won't cheat me. I ask Pavitra, Pavitra, on next Monday, this gift, you should give it to Rose on my behalf. Okay? So Pavitra will give it to Rose, and I trust Pavitra. That's why I am giving it to her. This kind of relationship is called the trustee and beneficiary. A trustee holds property for the beneficiary. The profit earned from this property belongs to the beneficiary. Suppose I want to give somebody something, so I keep it with the bank. Bank, you keep this. Instead of Pavitra, you assume bank. Okay? Bank, you keep this. After some time, you give this to the third person. And why am I doing this? Because I trust the bank. The bank will not cheat me. So a trustee holds property for the beneficiary. The profit, if any profit is earned from that something, whatever I am going to give the third person, that profit belongs to the beneficiary only, the third person only. If the customer deposits security or valuable with the bank for safe custody, the bank becomes a trustee. The customer trusts the bank and is giving the responsibility to the bank. The customer remains the beneficiary. Ownership also remains with the customer. Sometimes the beneficiary is the owner itself, or it could be a third person. Yes? Trustee and beneficiary. Okay, trustee and beneficiary. Now, the third one, the special relationship, I mean the last one, the special relationship is advisor and client. Very easy. We have,
Ma'am,
yes,
Ma'am, can I explain the trustee and beneficiary once more?
which one?
Trustee and beneficiary.
Trustee and beneficiary, okay. There is a person A. Okay, here we have the bank. A is keeping something with the bank. Okay, say let it be my will or any document or anything, or gold, something like that, is keeping it with the bank. And A says, let it be some documents, anything. A is keeping it with the bank. Why is A keeping it with the bank? Because A trusts the bank. Okay, and after some time this should be returned back to A itself. So here A is the trustee. The bank is the trustee. A is the beneficiary. And this is about the two people only. Suppose I'll give you another example. Okay, there is a person A, again A, and C. A want to give something to C. Okay, A is not directly giving it, okay. So instead of that, A will give it to B and ask B, dear B, you should give it to C after some time. There would be several reasons for that. That is another part. Let it be. But A not giving to C directly, instead of that, A is giving that responsibility to B. So why is A giving the responsibility to B? Because A trusts B. B will not cheat A. On time, B will give it to C. Do you understand? So here in this case, C is the beneficiary. B is the trustee. The one who gets the benefit is the beneficiary. Yes, Krishnanuni? Did you get me?
Yes, ma'am.
It is all based on trust. That is the main idea there. And coming to the bank and the customer, the bank keeps something with the customer keeps something with the bank based on the trust that is developed between the customer and the bank. Do you understand? So that was all about the special relationship. So we discussed the general relationship, the debtor-creditor relationship. Then we came to special relationship. Which were they? Can anyone tell me the points? The various special relationship. Yes, Alan Thomas.
Principal and agent,
Principal and agent,
and pledgee,
pledger and pledgee,
lessor and lessee,
lesser and lessee,
dealer and bailment,
bailment, bailer, bailee.
hypothecator and hypothecatee,
Yes, hypothecator, hypothecatee,
trustee and beneficiary.
trustee and beneficiary. 6. So far we did very good. Thank you, Alan. So far we discussed 6, and the last one is advisor and client. Okay, advisor and client. That means what? The customer, if he needs any kind of ideas or advices, the customer will ask the bank. Okay, so the bank will clear all his doubts, will help him in the right direction, give all sort of advices. Okay, and if the customer wants to invest in some securities, okay, and the customer doesn't have any idea, so the customer will enquire it with the bank. So bank will give him all the details, everything. If I want to deposit some money in the bank, various schemes are available, fixed deposit, recurring deposit, various kinds of schemes will be, each banks will be providing their own different schemes. Okay, so I have some money with me, I wish to deposit somewhere, I wish to invest it somewhere. So I directly ask the bank, I have some money, which is a good investment, what do you think, what is the best thing that can be adopted now, especially now it is the pandemic situation, how can you help me? So the bank will provide you all the details, help you, give you the idea about the savings, about the investment. The bank will tell you, there is a scheme like this, if you deposit this amount, after so many years you will get this amount. Likewise, various kind of advices, informations will be given. That is advisor client. Okay, so special relationship is over. Understood? Now let's see miscellaneous relationship. There is some other kind of relationship. Miscellaneous means other relationship. General relationship, special relationship, and we have miscellaneous. Other. Miscellaneous means other kind of relationship. And there the first one is as a custodian. Custody. Something is under the custody of the bank. Custodian. Here most of the ideas, most of the meanings are same, but under different situations, various terms are given according to various situations. Only slight differences are there. The idea is the same only. A custodian is a person who acts as a caretaker of something. Caretaker, custodian. If we keep some gold with the bank, it is under the custody of the bank. The bank takes complete responsibility. So there the bank acts as custodian. And regarding the loans, the security that is kept, if there is default in the payment of the loan, definitely the bank will take it. Okay, unless such default happens, the ownership is with the customer only, the bank will act as custodian. Okay, that is as a custodian. Now, the next one is as a guarantor. Guarantor. Guarantor means there is, let A, just a second, A and B. Okay, A is the buyer and B is the seller. A and B. Okay, now A want to purchase something from B. Okay, A is purchasing something, A is purchasing something, but A doesn't have cash now, no cash. But it is a credit transaction, A will definitely pay it very soon, some other day. So what the A will do is, A will approach the bank and ask the bank, dear bank, I want to purchase these many things, can you be my guarantor? Please tell B that I will give the money. If in case I am not able to pay, the bank will pay the money on behalf of A. Okay, so the bank is acting as a guarantor. The bank is guarantee. Appo bank will say B, don't worry B, I trust A. If B is not giving payment, come to me. You come to me, I will give you. But we can trust A. A is good, he will give you money. So B is acting as the guarantor. I mean, the bank is acting as the guarantor. Did you get the idea? B is the buyer. B is buying something from, oh sorry, A is the buyer. A is buying from B. A is not in a position to make cash payment immediately. So A will approach the bank and ask the bank, please be my guarantor. Stand as a guarantor. I will definitely give B the money, but in case if I am not able to pay, please pay it on my behalf. And bank says to B, B, don't worry, I trust A. A will give you money. In case if A is not giving, you come to me, I will give you the money. So bank is standing as a guarantor. That is guarantor. Bank gives guarantee on behalf of their customers. Clear? That is guarantor. Guarantor. Now, when is this relationship between the banker and customer terminated? We know a relationship is there between either of all these. We have discussed so far so many kind of relationship. Any of the relationship will be maintained. Any of that, one among them or more than that will be maintained with the customer and the bank. When does this relationship come to an end? Termination of relationship between a banker and a customer. Okay, termination means what? Cancellation. When does the relationship between the banker and the customer end? Come to an end. The relationship between the bank and the customer cease on. Cease means stop. Stops on the death of the customer. Something is happening. The death is taking place. Insolvency. Insolvency means the customer is not able to pay the liabilities, not able to give the payments. That is called insolvency. Okay? Okay. That is termination, the insolvency. Next, lunacy of the customer. Lunacy means lunatic, means mental instability, mentally unstable. Okay, that is lunacy of the customer. So the death, insolvency, lunacy of the customer. And the customer closing the account, voluntary termination. The customer, he is not wishing to continue and he is closing the account. So the relationship ends there. Liquidation of the company. If a company is opening an account with the bank, liquidation means closing, winding up. The company is closed, no more, it's not functioning anymore. That is liquidation. Liquidation of the company. So the company is closed, then what is the need for maintaining an account now? So he will terminate it, will close the account with the bank. And in some case, the closing of account by the bank after giving due notice. Closing of account by the bank after giving due notice, giving him the notice and informing the customer will close the account. And the last one is completion of the contract. Completion of the contract or the specific transaction. If there is any intention, and if it is regarding the loan, we take loan, once the loan is repaid, that is over, that contract is over. Okay, we take loan for 1 lakh rupees. I have taken loan from the bank for 1 lakh rupees, and after 1 year after that particular time period, I repay the interest as well as the loan amount. Principal amount is given back. Then that is over. That is finished. Then is there any need to continue? No. So these are the various situations where we cancel the relationship between the bank and the customer. The relationship comes to an end. Okay? Yes. So far, what did we learn till now? Just let's discuss. This is enough for now. Now we have 1 more hour, we'll continue then. So tell me from the beginning, we learned how the relationship begins. Okay? The relationship begins when an account is opened with the bank. Then we know it is the transactional relationship. It is based on the transaction. If there is no transaction, no kind of relationship exists. So transactional relationship, then general relationship, the debtor and creditor. Then we learn the special relationship. Once again, tell me the special relationship. Why the videos are off? Can you hear me? Here there is power failure. Okay, I hope the class is there. Okay, network is not gone. Okay, Anish, where are you? Switch on the video, tell me the various special relationship.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, fast.
Special principal and agent,
Principal and agent.
pledger and pledgee,
Pledger and pledgee.
lesser and lessee,
Lesser lessee.
bailment,
Bailment.
hypothecatory and hypothecator.
Yes.
Then
Yes, okay. Thank you, Anish. Let someone else complete. Yes, who will tell? Vishnu, are you there? Continue.
Yes, ma'am.
Continue. Which are the points missed by Anish? Or repeat. Special relationship. Yes? Vishnu, you went? Vishnu is not there. Pavitra, can you say?
Trustee and beneficiary,
Yes.
advisor and client.
Advisor and client. Very good. And the miscellaneous relations, which were they? Sayujya, you there? Yes, Sayujya. Are you there? Aparna, are you there?
As a custodian and as a guarantor.
As a guarantor, finish? Only two?
Yeah.
Yes. Then we discussed how it comes to an end. How the relationship between the bank and the customer will come to an end. Okay? Okay, Vishnu, no problem. So, that's all about the session now. We'll continue in the next session. Are you feeling sleepy?